Pit lane speed limit is
Hello everybody,
40
welcome back
miles
to
per hour.
the channel. Got another C-Class Fixed Series truck race for you here. We are at Iowa for week 2 of Season 1 2022. Going out for qualifying. Probably only going to get a lap in. Maybe I'll get to the line to get 2. Probably not going to matter because this is going to be a lot like a super late model Fixed Series race where I am so stinking slow that it's not really going to matter where I qualify. I just don't seem to have the pace. I cannot figure out how to drive this thing quickly without destroying the right front tire, and I'm just struggling really bad. So just kind of experimenting with stuff, trying to see if I can find something. I know a lot of people say to run the low line through 1 and 2 and the top side through 3 and 4. So might try that this lap. I just yet to figure out how to get this thing around the track quickly at all, and it's definitely been a source of frustration for me. So just gonna try to get a better run off of 3 and 4 if I can. Try to keep the thing going. It's gonna be a slower lap overall, but that might have had a little more potential. Actually ends up being faster. Still 10th though. Take a look at the times. We'll go back to you can see, yeah, I was 2/10 off. Pretty slow. Of the people that reasonably turn a lap time, I am 4th slowest out of 13. So yeah, it's going to be a rough race. I got a feeling that I am going to be so far to the back. And as the 8 truck out of 17, I'm supposed to actually finish up ahead of where I am. So I think the only way I'm really going to stand a chance to do that is if I'm able to somehow be able to avoid wrecks. I think it's, again, going to be a lot like a super late model Fixed Series race for me, where the only way I move up is by other people having problems. I don't even think if we went green all 60 laps that I could save enough tires to try to stay ahead of anybody or move up from where I am. I just feel that far off the pace. Honestly, I can say this is probably, next to maybe a couple ARCA races I've run in the past, this is probably the worst I've ever felt for any oval race in general. I felt way worse for road races, but you know, road races are just kind of a different thing for me since I am so new to those and don't know anything. And I don't really know much in oval, obviously, but I feel like I know a little bit more. This one, it feels so bad. It feels so bad. The setup is definitely sketchy on cold tires for sure, but even on top of that, guys are just running way faster lap times than I am. So I'm just going to try to drive within my means, not lose it. Hopefully some people have issues. You know, that would mean cautions, which should be boring for you guys, but hopefully that would just mean some
18, the outside lane.
Easy positions there, free passes. You know, just got to keep myself clean and try to get through the race as best as I can. I would assume tires are going to come into play if we happen to get cautions, you know, anywhere near the 20 to 40 lap mark. They're probably going to be falling off enough that it'll be worth it to come in. So have to try to time that as well if we do happen to get him to figure out when's the right time to come in without, you know, leaving myself too short at the end or you know, staying out on tires too long compared to everybody else. So just gonna try the absolute best that I can. You know, just got one position right now. Looked like the truck ahead of us originally disconnected, so moves us up a row, which in theory is worth a spot there. So, you know, if I can get a couple, maybe another one like that, something like that, or again, you know, gonna have to really hope for some wrecks that seriously damage trucks, not just, you know, slide the tires and get it going again, that they can come back flying through. It's gonna have to be wrecks. But put them on the pit road for a little while. That's gonna be my only reasonable shot at trying to move up. So it's gonna be one where if I can just get out of this anywhere near 10th, and with the 0x, I will call that a success, regardless of what happens to the I rating. Honestly, if we go green, if I can just finish on the lead lap, even if it's the very last car on the lead lap and I'm just ahead of the leaders, I'm going to consider that a win for myself. So, just going to do the best I can, try to get you guys something reasonable to watch, and if nothing else, this, you know, might document a lower point that we can see how much I've improved from there. So, get ready for the leader to go. Takes a late start almost to the green flag. Just gonna hang to the outside right now. Got the 14 to our inside. The very high line through 1 and 2 is really rough with the way the bump is from the tunnel. Obviously 3 and 4 is nowhere near as bad, so just kind of got to work my way around as best as I can. Make sure I do not lose it off of 4. Still got the 14 to the inside, 15 looking behind. Trying to get the truck a little bit lower just so I can avoid that bump. Not have too many issues, but also not get into the 14 on the inside. Really want to battle side by side this early on, but you know, just trying to run the line and get settled in. Outside line's definitely got momentum through 3 and 4. So just gonna hang outside of the 1. 3 wide calls, never a great thing to hear this early on. Losing time to the 1 because I had to check up a little more into the turn 1 than I anticipated. 15 gets in front of the 14. He was the one to throw it way to the inside, 3 wide. Just gonna see if I can kind of hang with the 1 right now and just kind of use the 1 as pace. Start working my way down towards the bottom of the track now through turn 1. Still probably using a bit too much steering deflection. See a little bit of smoke. I think that might have been out of the 2. Didn't cause any problems there. 15's going to look to the inside. If 15 wants to get by, 15's more than welcome to it. He's running pretty aggressive. He pushes way up the track. 14 is able to get by him down the front stretch. 14 gets a massive run, drives it into the top side. Kind of take a little bit lower line than the 1, but just kind of riding around right now. I think the 1 might have a good idea of saving tires, so if I can somehow try to get the truck to operate efficiently, follow behind the 1, then I might be able to start moving up towards the front.
The guy behind has just done a 23.91.
14's looking like he's pushing pretty hard. He'll be one that I'll let by. It's the same thing as the 15 if he wants to get by, because if we go green, he's definitely going to be smoking tires more than the rest of us will be. So that'll allow us to catch back up to him later. A little smoke there, front stretch. Gonna look low on the 1 just to see if I can build myself a little bit of a buffer. He's going to get the run off of the corner. He'll definitely have the advantage through 3 and 4, so just look low to avoid him. Got to watch for him on the high side coming out of the corners. He's going to get the run. Don't want to push up into him.
6th place. You've just done it.
Here comes the 15, banzaiing it in way inside the 1. That was an absolutely crazy move from really, really far back. Somehow he makes it stick to get by the 14, but there's no way that's got to be helping his tires.
Okay, Jake. The next car is Damon.
Got some side-by-side racing for 4th and 5th up ahead between the 12 and the 2. Leaders up there have stretched out. We've got our first caution. Either everybody's really saving better than me, or I have a little bit more pace than I expected, but I could easily be destroying the right front as well. So, yeah, 15's just 14 and 15 are going absolutely nuts. If we get short runs like this, I guess their strategy could pay off, but they are just banzaiing it, and they're in one of these times it's not going to work out. 1 probably has an even better idea of tire saving than I do. I'm still probably pushing it harder, but caution should give me a chance to kind of reprieve and reset.
Full course yellow.
I mean, I'm glad I picked up, you know, we had that 1 spot off the start with the truck in front of us disconnecting, but, you know, happy to have moved up a little bit off the start. I think I might have been pushing a bit too hard. Like I said, I think the 1 might have a good idea.
The leader.
I come in for tires, I think it's a bad idea.
What's your speed? Pit lane speed limit is 40 miles
stay
per hour.
out. Well, it looks like the 1's staying out, so it might not have been the worst idea. Maybe I'll just ride down pit road and come back
Box
out.
in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Actually, we'll just take tires. We're already in. We might as well take them. And I get too far forward. See what the tires look like shortly. The hope is going to be that we just have a long green flag run, and have to pit again. Can take advantage of them that way over the guys that stayed out. That's going to be the only way we're going to be able to realize anything out of it. It's going to put me way to the back. Just going to have to take it real easy. It's going to be the best way to save the tires and make this strategy worth it. 98, not terrible. Probably could have gotten away with staying out. However, I don't know. I saw a bunch go in and thought that might have been the right strategy. Not as far back as I thought I would be. I think we're back at 10th. So 10th, 11th, something like that. So only, 4 or 5 spots. 14 and 15 both stayed out. Yeah, back in 10th. So 14 and 15 stayed out. I think if they go absolutely crazy in the front, there could be another caution that way. And that could obviously allow the trucks out front that stayed out to get tires and then kind of flip the strategy on us. Some of them, we're all back to one set left, but yeah, I don't know. Just have to watch out for the two of them to be going nuts around the one. Same thing with the 15 with the hard dives and the 14 kind of everywhere. Just got to watch out for that because now that I'm behind them, want to make sure that if there's any wrecks being caused by them, I'm able to slow down enough time to avoid them, also not get run over from behind. So that's going to be the positions that I talk about trying to pick up that'll actually help me get closer. So top 5 out of this will feel like an absolute massive win for me if I'm able to do that. Just being able to get into the top 8, top half, and finish at my truck number where iRacing thinks I should be or ahead of it would be a pretty good thing. Make me pretty happy overall. So got 2 to go. We'll be restarting on 15. So we'll have 46 to go once we get there. Be almost a quarter of the way in. I feel like this caution's probably taking a bit longer than it needed to. Did not see what the wreck was. It looked like the 17 truck was still on the pit road. Let's see if he's the only one. We got 2 of them lap down. 17 and the 7 are both a lap down. So not sure what happened. Can go back and check it afterwards and see. Get ready to restart. This will basically kind of be like the initial start of the race, where I should have been starting since I'll be in 10th on the outside row. So just kind of gotta regroup, reset, do everything that I did the last run. Just be patient, try to save tires, find somebody I think's doing a decent job at saving tires as well, link up with them, and try to just start riding the race out, feel it out. If it's going to be a bunch of cautions and shorter runs, which the track and the setup combination do have the potential to lead, but people can drive within their means. It's also possible this could go a lot more green as well. But feel out the strategy, figure out which way leads me to know how to drive, and see what I can find. Looks like the Ford's got some damage ahead of us to the right rear. Can't tell if he's got any to the right front or not. So not sure if that'll be a truck that I can get by on the start. Again, big thing for me is going to be paying attention to both the 14 and the 15. Because they were driving absolutely aggressive and crazy off the start, so watching them is going to be the big one. One gets going, 15 looked like he wanted to jump, had to check back up, so I kind of saw the line. Got a big wreck to the inside, somehow able to avoid that. Was about to get in that one, kind of saw the smoke, didn't think to check up instantly, but then all of a sudden they just came down off the wall, so yeah, I do not know how I missed that. That's crazy impressive. We'll see if the 3's actually able. I'm supposed to let him by.
Line up single file behind car number 5.
3 catch back up. He is rolling, so that'll be a spot I need to get back. Get the 3 by. He's got some rear end damage. I think he was the one that initially got turned. Don't know if he checked up, got into the back of somebody, but it all of a sudden just stacked up really bad. So my assumption would be trucks that stayed out are going to stay out again, since we didn't even get to turn 1. But I could be wrong there. I think I should sort out in... The 3 goes to pit, should sort out in 8th. Yeah, looks like we should have moved up 1 row, so up to 8th, which I will take. Like I said, these are the kind of cautions I'm going to need in order to be able to gain any positions. Although I don't obviously want too many of these because it'll be incredibly boring and boring for you guys. But it's also giving me a shot to pad the safety rating, get some clean laps in there, help that out. Seven's going to get his lap back. He'll be on the back tail on the lead lap for the next restart. Four made a pretty good jump. He was able to get a good start on the inside. Like I said, I think what happened that kind of stalled out the outside might have created that. Looks like the 15 was part of that as well. The 15 looked like he kind of jumped ahead of the 1, so he had to check up, and the 1 caught that. As soon as the 15 checked up, the 1 jumped on it, so that sent the inside line with a great start, and the outside line kind of had to have that accordion effect, and it had to wait to go pretty big. So as people pushed, I don't know if that was 3 trying to go to the outside, if somebody got underneath him, you know, or went to his outside and he kind of came up and got turned into the wall. But yeah, that was close call. Glad to avoid that. Not, you know, not fun obviously, but just, I guess, kind of a product of people trying to jump and get as much as they can, and the leaders, you know, being very cognizant of that, doing a good job. Not sure how strong of a field this is going to be with it being, you know, an off time as well as a holiday, but decided to get one of these in, and you know, I figured after the practice, since I was not really finding anything, it'd just be better to get it done and try to run as well as I could with what I've got than you know, sit there and drill endlessly on laps and feel like I was frustrated and not finding anything. So these are definitely really long cautions here. Really long cautions. I'm hoping we'll get 2 to go this time. And we do get 2 to go, so we'll be restarting on 20, so we'll have 41 to go. Just under 2/3 of the way there.
We're under caution, pits are closed.
Sorry for these, cautions happening so close back to back and having, you know, now more of an eye-pacing event than an actual truck series race. Let's check in the fuel. I mean, this is gonna, in a way, if we keep having this will, I think, probably benefit the people that stayed out, just because there's not enough laps to really kind of see any gain on the tires or, you know, any fall off on the back end between the 2 different strategies. If we're able to go green, I mean, we're still probably have enough laps when we get to restart with or excuse me, we're restarting on 21, so we'll have 40 to go. You know, when we hit that, if we could go 40 green, you'd have, in theory, enough laps to possibly see a little bit of a difference. So then they've got about, you know, 8 or 9 laps more on their tires.
We're going green next time by.
So just, again, try to pick up positions when I can, but also not put myself in any precarious situations, not drive the, you know, not overdrive the truck, easy on the tires. That'll be my best shot at trying to make this strategy work and move up any more spots if possible. I don't know if anything's gonna happen again now that you've got the 15 in the back. I believe he's running. Yeah, 15's still on the lead lap. He's in 15th. He's going to be super aggressive working his way up, so I'll have to watch for that, but he's a good bit back right now. Don't know if that'll, you know, cause any more cautions trying to get through people. Not sure how aggressive the 14's going to be. If he's, I think the 15 was a little more aggressive, but the 14 was definitely there, so we'll have to see. Looks like the 14's laying back, not likely going to make the same mistake the 15 did. Although our line's still kind of laying off. We get going, everybody's kind of spread out. 13 just doesn't get going for some reason. Able to clear him high, so there's an easy spot. Because of that, that kind of stalled out the inside line, which allowed me to get a really good start, get down to the bottom through 1 and 2, and also be in 5th now. So just got to try to get into sire saving mode and just see if I can do anything with this extra benefit. Got the 9 coming back up. It looks like he's pushing pretty hard in relation to everybody else, so if he's gonna push harder and catch me, I will gladly let him. Gotta get off the throttle a little bit more, get a little less steering deflection into it. That'll help out the right front, help the truck rotate a little bit more through the corners, as well as save a little more momentum. Oh, we got 4 getting into the 1. One's got some right front damage. He's going to be slow off the corner. We'll get to his inside. That'll put us in 4th. Although we're going to be back to 5th with the 9 pushing hard. Got no problem with letting the 9 go by. He's a lot quicker. And, you know, I'm guessing he's trying to get as many spots as he can. They're probably thinking there's going to be a bunch of cautions, so not worried about tire strategy. I get myself into a wall, did the same thing the one did. That's going to bring everybody back to me. Had the opportunity to try to take care of, or take advantage of a mistake by another driver, and not make one myself, and I still did, but not too bad. Seems like the 4 is dropping back a little bit. Wasn't sure how much the right rear damage would affect him. You can see the spoilers up in the air a little bit. Kind of running a little bit lower line through 3 and 4 than I want, but just kind of running around. There's a lot of side-by-side battling up here, so keep an eye out for that to see if there's any more wrecks that happen to develop. 9's really getting aggressive, trying to get through. 14's kind of tamed it down a little bit, but still there. 4's pushing. And you've got the 5 up front currently. We've got the 12 looking to our inside. Again, there's a big gap back to him, so I'm fine with letting him go if he wants to go. It seems like he wants to push hard, so anybody that wants to run hard and take a chance at wearing out their tires, I'm kind of okay with that. 18 drove it in pretty aggressive. He was able to make some ground up, but you know, the more you do that, obviously, if we get into a long run, it's not going to benefit your tires. Hopefully, I will be a little bit smoother than them and not lose tires. 15's made up a lot of ground. He's all the way up to 8th. You can see him get loose. 9 gets into the 4 there. That's kind of going to stack everybody up coming off the corners. The 4's in that middle lane. Just going to try to get by him on the inside if I can.
Still there.
Watch out for the 12. 4's going to push back on the outside. He'll get the run off the corner. He's got a lot of front end damage. He kind of drives down into me a little bit, although I might have come up into him. Got to watch out for the 15 behind me. He's going to go 3 wide. Got guys just throwing it all over the place. Able to clear the 4 on the outside. Can stay up high, let the 15 go. Again, I know how aggressive he is. He's just banzaiing the truck every time, so no reason to battle with him. He's unable to get the run.
Was at 24.28.
A lot of aggressive drivers in this race that could end up being their peril if we are able to go green the rest of the way, which is actually what I'm hoping for at this point, since I'm not falling like a rock. Losing a lot of time to the 5, he's been able to get away clean from all this battling, and I'm sitting here saving tires. We're on lap 30, so next time we'll be halfway through. Just going to stay high, let the 15 go. Watch him push up the track as he drove it in way too hard. Not going to be close enough to complete the crossover, but the more he does that, the more he's going to wear out that right front. You can see the 4 doing the same exact thing. There's running the low line, and then there's just banzaiing, you know, driving in way too deep, which is what the 4 is doing. The 15 was doing that as well. You can see a difference out the rearview mirror, what that looks like. Especially, you'll know it happened when you see him push way up out of the corner. You can see the 4 got into the 18 on the way up out of turn 2 of the last race. One must have had some problems in the back. Doesn't look like any cautions out. Don't know if he was referring to a earlier incident or something else happened while he was back there. Just kind of riding right here. If I can somewhat stay close to these guys, I can be in the position where if we get to the back end of the run and tires start to fall off for them, I can try to make those spots back up. Kind of gonna get back to the 4. He's about 7/10 back, so just keep an eye on that, but you know, really kind of focusing on trying to get the thing through the corners as efficiently as I can. Keep it out of the wall. Thankfully still at a 0x. I probably just jinxed myself by saying that, but just working through it, trying to manage this race as best as I can. Still got a long way to go. We're only on 34:17 to go. Like I said, best thing I could have for me, I think, is to have this go green all the way and see if, you know, some of these trucks up here start falling off tire-wise. Got one slow car up ahead, so you have to pay attention for them once we get there. Leader should be approaching him right now going into turn 1. He stays high to let the leader go low. It's the preferred line through 1 and 2. Hopefully we'll get the same courtesy when we get to them. Looks like 4 ended up on pit road. Got a big gap back to the 13-18's falling back 1 spot, so 1.8 all the way back right now to the 13, so no pressure from behind, so I can just kind of try to manage the truck as best as I can. Had the lift there, got on throttle a little too early with a little too much wheel into it out of 4, so that caused the truck to start to want to kick the rear end out a little bit. We've got some big side-by-side racing, which I just need to be cognizant of. It's a little bit of trying to get by the 7, who's the slower car, but also guys are starting to battle again up here. Able to clear the 7 without losing too much time. 15 is going to look to the inside of the 12. Probably drove it in too hard. You can see him push way up. 12 is going to look to go underneath him out of the corner. That's the difference between having, you know, more pace and being able to drive it in versus just overdriving it. You can see how quickly the 15 pushed up through the middle of 1 and 2. That's when you knew you overdrove the corner, which, you know, in short runs can be viable, but, you know, if we get into this long run, unless he really knows something I don't know, that's going to end up hurting his tires a lot more, and he'll fall off a lot harder because he won't be able to get that turn in, and the truck will just push way up. Seems like we're kind of coming back to the 12 a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to get to 2nd at all, but you know, with how hard these guys are racing, unless the 14's doing a better job of saving tires, top 3 could possibly be viable if we're able to stay green the rest of the way. So definitely catching this group of 3 right here. Across the line to start 40 this time by, so I'll have 21 to go. We'll be almost 2/3 of the way done through the race. Kind of pushed the truck up a little bit, had to flip the throttle to make sure I didn't get into the wall. Really just trying to slow it down, let it rotate through the corners as best as I can. Try to get to the inside of the 14. He's going to have the momentum high line off of the corner, but I'm hoping I'll have enough pace to try to get by him. See if I can complete the pass through 1 and 2. Still, you know, maintaining a easy corner through the on the right front, not killing it. Still running side by side with him.
Keep it steady. Still there.
I got to the
Clear outside. Be careful, we've got a full course.
got to the 12, but he was I think he might have come down. Not sure if that caused the 14 to check up and have issues, but he spun off of the corner. It's definitely going to be 4 tires now. It's going to be all about getting to pit road and trying to maintain what you can. I feel bad for getting him in 12, but I think he might have come down off the wall a little bit into me as well. Thankfully still 0x out of it. No, actually gave me a 2x out of that, so no 0x race, or 0x this race, but, you know, compared to where it's been, I'll take the 2x. I don't know, I think the 12 kind of came down off the wall a little bit, but I definitely didn't expect to catch him like I did, so, you know, that was also partially on me. The strategy, unfortunately, he's going to play into the 15 hands. He should be able to go get tires and just push it hard through the rest of the run. Everybody should be in for tires. There's no reason to stay out now. I'm going to go burn my last set. 5's thinking of staying out. I don't think I would agree with that call.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
Do not think I would agree with that call. I think we're all going to have a better position than him, so just got to try to make sure I get into the box correctly this time. Do not overshoot it, and make the most of the tires. We're probably going to have, you know, 12 laps or so to go.
3, 2, 1. Box now.
Able to get in clean at least. Don't think I'm going to take the 1.6 optional. Just want to get the tires get out. No fuel. As soon as the jack drops, I'll be good to go. Just trying to get ahead of the 15. I don't think I'm going to beat the 15. Oh, I was able to beat the 15. Alright, that'll help out there too. I think that might actually put me in 3rd.
Full course yellow. Pits are open.
Might have been able to gain a spot. Pit road looks like 5 now regarding that decision going in. So that could actually set me up in second. So the 2 trucks should be waved around. We get 1 to go. Gonna have the 15 to our inside, 12 behind us. Not sure if he's gonna be looking for any payback. I'll have to watch out for that. It's gonna probably, like I said, most likely be a 12 lap or 13 lap run. Tires were 93, 94, not horrific. Probably wish I would have had them a little bit better off, and maybe, you know, 90, like 95, 95 or something like that. But for me, not feeling very confident in driving this, that wasn't too bad. And you could see we were early on, and I, you know, still had 20 laps to go or so when the caution came out, and was still, I was definitely picking up plenty of pace. Didn't have the pace for the 9 and the 5; they were just gone. But you could see how much wear was happening between the 12, the 14, and the 15 already, and it was only gonna get worse from there for them. 2 to go this time, so we should be restarting on 48. We'll have 13 to go. Don't know if I actually have the pace to just get by the 9 on speed. I'm going to be a sit and duck again on the outside. He's going to have a massive advantage, and I'm, like I said, not sure if the 12 is going to want payback or what he's going to want to do, if he's going to, you know, just keep it clean or whatnot. So it's going to have to try to time it as best as I possibly can. These would be the times when having a live spotter to tell me when the leader's going would be even more beneficial. But just going to do the best I can to get off as clean as I can. Try to watch out for the 15 and 12 going nuts. 14's back there in 6th, so he'll be 2 rows back, so he can probably do the same thing. They'll be going crazy aggressive. They're going to have the rubber underneath them now to do it for a few laps at least. I'll probably support 6 laps or 7 laps or so.
Race will resume at the end of this lap.
I was going to say, wait for the 2 to go, but now he's finally going. So, just going to have to time this as best as I possibly can. 9's kind of weren't using the brakes to warm up the tires a bit, which is probably not the worst move, given how the setup is on cold tires. If I give up a little bit of time on the restart, that might not be a bad thing to not have to check up and then kill all the momentum down the front stretch. Just keep checking off to the side. Make sure I don't pull ahead to where he can slam on the brakes and kill me. Pace car is going to be pulling off shortly. It's feeling like one of the biggest restarts of the race for me. He's off and rolling.
Green flag, we're racing.
Got the 15 to the inside. I'll probably let him go just on the start because I know how aggressive he's going to be. 12 is going to be diving to the inside as well to follow through. I know these guys are going to end up overdriving it.
Clear inside.
So it's fine to let him go into the corner hard because I know I'll have a good shot at getting it back. I just gotta avoid doing that. That was an unnecessary 2x. That's gonna put me way back. You got a wreck from behind. And there's finally the caution. I don't know why that took so long to come out. I cannot believe I drove into the wall like that off of turn 4. Oh, that killed everything. I don't know if that caused people to check up. I feel bad if my wall tap was what caused that, but looked like some people might have checked up behind for that, and then next thing you know, trucks are flying through the air. Going Skyborn. So lost 2 spots off of that. Even if I hadn't gotten the wall, that was probably going to happen. It was probably just going to end up running side by side with the 12. I figured I wasn't going to get as good of a start as the inside line would, so the 15 was going to have a big advantage over me. And on top of it, with how aggressive he was going to run, kind of made the decision to let the 12 go by just because didn't want to have any risk of him, you know, trying to do anything to me. Got the damage on the right front. You can see that it's probably going to hurt the truck. I don't know if it'll hurt the steering at all. However, with this few laps, once we get the green, I don't see any reason to come in the pit and try to make up that many spots. I don't think it's going to happen. I'd rather just stay up and see if I can keep myself, you know, ahead of some people or not, and just ride out the rest of the laps as best as I can. Fortunately, you're going to have the 15 on the outside, so I'm guessing if the 9 was paying any attention to the restart, the first caution, and the problems that the 15 had with the 1, the 9 should be smart enough to look out for that and employ that strategy again, which is just going to stall us out. Let's see, with the 2 getting a lap back, that's going to put 13 on the lead lap. Yeah, I think there's too many trucks to come in and repair the damage and try to take advantage of it. I think I'm going to be too far back with too few laps to go. If there's, you know, 20 laps to go or 25 or something like that, I think it might be worth it, but we're going to have, like, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 laps. I don't think it's going to be worth it. Just going to have to ride it out and hope for the best. I mean, again, I was going to be happy with an 8th or better, so I could still fall back from spots from here and still finish, you know, where I wanted. Top 5 was going to be a win. I just, you know, got to the front and wanted so badly to stay up here, but, you know, if I can try to salvage something out of it, you know, positive, I'll be happy with that. So, Oryx again's not the cleanest, but better than what it was to end week 1, and in theory 4X hopefully should still be able to keep me gaining safety rating back to try to work back to that A license. In a way, I want laps to try to be able to get by the 12 and the 15, but in a way, with not knowing how bad the truck's going to be, I'm kind of okay with more caution laps, just because that's less time for everybody else to be able to get by me.
Full course yellow, pits are open.
I don't know, I feel bad if my waltz up happened to cause that one, but, you know, it's not like I also directly got into somebody, so from my perspective, it's, you know, a big mistake and my fault there, but it kind of feels like one of those racing things as well. Got 2 to go this time, so it's looking like we will be restarting with 6 to go.
We're under caution, pits are closed.
Big thing too will be to see if we happen to get any cautions towards the end and end up with a green-white checker. Still going to be on the outside, still going to have the disadvantage through 1 and 2, but it will set me up with a little bit more of the advantage going through 3 and 4. Just gotta... probably going to lay back just a little bit from the 15 and just kind of maintain that gap in case he does happen to have to check up because of, you know, getting ahead of the 9 or the 9 tapping the brakes or lifting to have to pull him back some. Just got to be as cognizant as I can. I'll have the 5 behind me. The 5 seemed to be fairly quick. He's basically on the same tires as us now. He was the one that stayed out and then had to come in when everybody avoided what he did. So I would guess he's probably going to be faster and have some pace. So, you know, I mean, if I'm quicker than the 14 or the 12 and the 15 and the 14, I could be looking at the 3rd. But it's possible I could be even looking at a 6th or 7th. That's assuming that I'm not going to be falling back even further than that. So just going to have to try to do all I can on this restart, dig as hard as I can, and you know, just be cognizant of everybody around me, where they're at, where they're running, how hard they're pushing, what their capabilities are. Because 5 is or 6 laps is a short run, but it's also enough time that, you know, you got to be aware of what's going on. You can't just defend hard for 1 or 2 laps and get out of it. You know, it's not the same as a green-white checker in that sense. So kind of laying back. That did not work out as the 9 just pulled off. That allowed the 12 and the 15 to get away from me. 14's on the inside. 5's actually going to be looking to the inside briefly. He thinks better of it. Just got to get through 1 and 2 as best as I can. I'm going to be at a severe disadvantage, but hopefully have the momentum to come off. I'm hoping the 14 kind of stalls out the 5. 5 falls back a little bit. He's going to be running to our inside. 14 and him are going to be battling side by side. Ready for the 14 to dive low. Saw that one coming.
He's still there.
It's kind of pinching him down a little bit, but They washed us up in front of me. I had to lift a little bit. That's just... It's the end of the race with some super aggressive drivers, so...
Inside.
See if I can try to get underneath the 14.
3 wide, 2 low. Come clear inside.
Barely held on to it. Was trying to pull underneath him.
Watch out.
And now we're going to be starting in 6th. So I still am continuing to fall. Looks like a wreck happened behind 2 back there. I don't know, but yeah, 14 was just hyper aggressive overdriving it, but I mean, that's his prerogative. We are going to be on a green white checker. 15 was definitely just faster. I had to figure that and let him go. I don't know, not super appreciative with how the 14's running, but that's their prerogative. They are allowed to do that, I suppose. So
Pace car is out. Line up single file behind car number 14.
see how many cars are left. If there's only 8 on the lead lap, it might be worth it now to come in and try to take repairs. Now there's more than that.
Gates are open.
Yeah, definitely not going to be worth it. There's a few more trucks on the lead lap than I thought there would be. We are definitely going to be going green-white checker. Just really lucky. I was trying to cut down underneath the 14, you know, and follow the 5 through. Was really lucky to not get into him there. So green-white checker is going to provide more laps, which technically will help have the safety rating. Got 1 attempt at it, so if it ends up bad here, it's going to be banzai move. We've got 1 truck blowing up behind. See the smoke? I think that is the one. He's just gonna ride it out, stay out as long as he can. I'm assuming he should be having a beat ball relatively soon if he doesn't have one, which should park him. Gonna have the benefit again of starting on the outside. Seem to be on the outside almost every restart. It's kind of seemed to be the theme as well for most of the races with cautions and initial starts for this season so far. Same thing, reset 9. We'll have the control. 5 will be on the outside. 5's going into pit road. Nope. 5 was trying to fake and get people to go and bite. I don't know why he would have been doing that, because he wouldn't have tires and everybody else would be out of tires as well. So not really sure what that move was all about. Excuse me, that was the 15, not the 5. 5's directly in front of us. 15 was trying to pull that. So really confirming for me that I do not think the 15's a very good driver. I also think that of the 14 for sure. And kind of think that of the 12. I think we were pulling away from the trucks behind, so I you know, with a clean start and without somebody doing anything crazy, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to finish 6th. Might have a shot to get around the 14 and get a top 5 out of it. It's just gonna all depend on the start. That last restart did not go the way that I thought. Those two held pretty even with each other and then just took off, so me laying back, it kind of caught me off guard, and I was already, you know, with that gap I was a bit of a disadvantage, so that was my call for making it wrong, but I'd rather play it safe and lose a little bit of time than end up making the wrong call and getting in the back of the 15 and, you know, either causing caution or, you know, we just destroyed the front end, got internal engine damage, and I'm out of the race now. Gonna get 2 to go this time.
Pace car is out. Pits are closed.
So we should end up having, if we run this, it should be 64 laps in total, because we'll be restarting on 63. Yeah, we should have 64, so a few extra laps to try to help get some clean corners without incidents, and try to offset penalties from the 2 separate contacts. The one on the 2 restarts ago was just completely my fault, so that one was avoidable. I don't remember. You know, like I said, we can look at the one with the 12 and see if that was avoidable or not. Just gotta try to time this restart as best I can, see if I can pull away from the 16 behind. They look like they're kind of laying back. 16 actually is going into pit road, so it's going to allow the 2 to suck back up. Not sure if the 2 is going to be that much faster
Jake,
or not.
Get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Still got the 1 out there. Got 2 trucks blowing up. one out there with smoke, and you had one other one back there as well with smoke. So I guess they're going to be way under power and or having to head to pit road or tow. Shouldn't be a factor. Yeah, just gotta look out both the windshield and then out the mirror, and you know, I'm not really gonna do any blocking or anything like that, but again, just aware of runs guys are trying to take, overdriving, you know, looking out if I think somebody's gonna overdrive and wash up, making sure that I can clear them and not get caught up in them washing up, as well as you know, being able to dive under them and pull a pass if that's gonna happen. Same thing's happening again. Leader's gonna lay back 15's up ahead, there goes the jump, 15's able to get it back.
We're outside.
Get off the start, got the 14 on the inside.
Inside.
Just have to hang up, watch and see if he washes up through 1 and 2. I'm going to lose a lot of time to the 2 behind. He's going to get a good run. He's going to hang to the outside because we still got the 14 to the inside here. He's going to go pushing up the track, try to get to his inside if I can. I was waiting to see if he got into the wall, but he somehow kept it off. Gonna try to clear him through 1 and 2 if I can, put myself in 5th. Able to clear him, gonna watch for Banzai moves with this being the last lap. He's gonna dive it in. Doesn't get the run off, I gotta make sure I keep it out of the wall. I do get in the wall that stalls it out, but I'm able to block him down. Should have brought it home in 5th. Kinda drove it as hard as I could off the corner to pull away. Definitely got the benefit of some cautions to allow me to move up, you know, avoiding some wrecks. The one got caught up in some problems and whatnot, but wasn't as far off the pace as I thought. I'm guessing this was a second split, but able to bring it home in 5th with minimal incident points. So take a look at the incidents from the beginning. See if I can get to the one with the 12. Look at the first one, we've got the 4. He's gonna wash up into the 9. Yeah, that was kind of almost a net code there. It just kind of got low, then pushed up. 18's gonna just lose it off of corner. I can understand on cold tires if you get on the throttle too hard, that's definitely possible. It's something you gotta watch out for. 9 is going to get the wall out of 4. Barely with the right rear. Kind of done that when you got too much wheel into it, get it loose. 16. Gonna get himself into the wall going into 1. You had a car, truck low having issues. Here's the 12. He's gonna get the wall out of 4. I did that, obviously. 17 and the 10. Gonna make some contact. Netcode that then brought them together. That also looked like that got the... Who did that get there? 7, I think. Looks like the 7 that got. Yeah, the 17 and 10 were definitely making contact. That started as netcode and then turned into actual contact, which then tied the 7 into that. 6 has got problems. Here's going to be the issue. So, alright, let's rewind this, because this was that one that I had to dive way low to avoid. So what ends up happening, let's fast forward this, you're going to watch the 15 get up ahead of the 1. The 1's cognizant of it. He's kind of going to check up. The 15 has to drop way back, then the 1 jumps and goes. They're still spread out enough, but the 10 has issues going through. The 3 goes to get him on the high side and kind of just drives him straight up into the wall. So that causes the spin there. That's where I saw the 3 all of a sudden slowing down. I saw the smoke. I tried to get low, and the 10 just came down, and I wasn't as close as I thought I was, but that was definitely a little bit closer for comfort than I wanted. So that's kind of what happened there. 13, 16, and 12 are running 3 wide here. 13 gets into the 16, gets him into the outside wall down the front stretch. Here's going to be the issue with the 1. The 4's just going to push right up. Just drove it in too hard, drove it straight up, pushed into him, got him into the outside wall. That was all on the 4. 4's going to get into the wall here. Yep, he stayed high to avoid the 14 out of 4. Gets in, actually kind of almost got into the 14 as well. 18. So we get into the wall, just tap the wall down the back stretch. Got the 14 and the 4. A little bit of netcode. 14 might have just bumped the wall down the front stretch. 4 again. He's going to cut down in front of the 9. 9's just going to get into him. I think the 9 probably should have laid off a little bit to avoid getting him. Here's going to be my issue. Nope, that was... Okay, so this is one of them. Let's rewind this and look at this, because this is when I thought the 4 kind of came down off of me. So we'll watch it from my perspective here. Rewind a little bit. Yeah, I guess that was kind of mutual. I'd say that was a lot more on me than I thought coming up. But the 4 also definitely came down off the wall, so that was a bit of mutual there. 4 gets into the wall because of that. Then he kind of comes back and gets me, pushes up. That one was more on him than me. Another issue with the 4 here. Is he going to get up and get the wall? Up, he slides in front of the 18. 18 can't back out in time. Line up front. Got to get the wall through 1 and 2. 4 again. Loses it off the corner. 8 kind of taps him and almost straightens him out a little bit. That causes a little bit of checkup behind as well. I think that was stack up between the 6 and the 11. 6 just drives right up into the 11. 16 has to barely avoid that one. 9's going to get the wall through 3 and 4. Yep. So here's going to be the issue with me and the 14. Yeah, I just hooked up. I just flat out pushed out of the corner. Take a look at it. Looks like it was actually netcode, honestly, but we were probably making contact. I was trying to keep it down off of them as best as I could, and right there we made contact. And then it's actually eventually pretty laggy before it sends the 14 around. So that one's on me too for drifting up. Probably should have waited just a hair longer to get in the throttle, try to get, a little bit more to the inside, have a little more gap, especially knowing that he had been kind of crazy. Probably would have been all over the place. Would expect him to come off the wall, but I was trying my hardest to get by him. So that's what happened there with that one. I feel bad for that. So let's take a look at the results. Should be a decent race overall, both from our rating, hopefully something decent out of safety rating as well. You can see that was actually top split, so pretty weak field overall, 21:55, basically where I was. Nowhere near the fastest lap, but of course the 15 was driving Banzai crazy. Somehow didn't get any instant points out of that. Really shocked with that. Managed to gain 51 in iRating, so up to 2188, so just under 2200, and able to gain 0.22 safety rating. Got the 0.4 bonus, so that puts me at 2.52 for Class B. So slowly working my way back up. Hopefully, if I can keep it clean, run some instant free races, get some laps in, maybe possibly, by the end of week 3 into week 4, should be able to get back to the A license. So should have been a shot at a top 3, but still really, really happy to come away with the top 5, especially after feeling like I was gonna have no pace. Feel like if we could have gone green there, not had that caution around lap 40, it was definitely gonna be able to get by the 12, the 15, and the 14, and probably could have had a good shot at third there. So just did the best I could. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Sorry for all the cautions. Feel free to leave any feedback, any driving tips, anything else. Just love to hear from you guys in general. Remember to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. So until the next one, hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.